Hi, everybody. Well, we have reached conference championship weekend. My Super Bowl prediction of 49ers and Bengals is still intact, but I'm wavering a little bit on one part of that prediction, which I will elaborate on in a little bit. But first, a quick recap of last week. I did a teaser of Chiefs -2, Giants +14, and Bengals +11.5. I hit 2 out of 3. The Chiefs obviously beat the Jaguars by 7, so that covered. The Bengals beat the Bills big time by 17, I think. But I was way off about the Giants and frankly about the Eagles. The Eagles absolutely crushed the Giants. So they didn't come anywhere near covering that +14. So, this Sunday we have first the 49ers and Eagles in the NFC Championship, and then we have the Bengals and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. So, I am starting to get a little nervous about the 49ers. When I initially gave my predictions for the playoffs, I had them playing in the NFC Championship game at home against a Buccaneers team that has not been very good all year. I thought they would maybe catch a little playoff magic with Tom Brady and then ultimately lose to the 49ers in San Francisco. But what we actually have is the 49ers going on the road to an Eagles team that I must say looked pretty good on Saturday night. And I think that's a combination of the Giants obviously not living up to their win the previous week over the Vikings. I think they just, as it turns out, are not a very good team. But I also definitely think I certainly underestimated the Eagles. They did not seem to lose any momentum during their bye week. And I think this could be a tall task for Brock Purdy going on the road to a hostile environment. I worry that the stage may finally be a little too big and the lights may be a little too bright for him. So looking at this line, I like the Eagles. I think the Eagles at this point are going to cover that 2.5 and win this game by at least 3. Obviously, it's far from a sure thing. The 49ers could still pull it out. But at this point, I would have to lean Eagles at -2.5. And as far as the total goes, I have to lean the over. I know the 49ers offense didn't put up too many points against the Cowboys, but I think they'll do maybe a little bit better than that this weekend. And obviously the Eagles, as we saw, are capable of really running up the score, especially at home. So I would lean the over 45.5. I am, however, still very confident in the Bengals. Probably more confident than I thought I would be when I first made my playoff predictions. So this line opened at the Chiefs being favored by 1, then it quickly quickly moved to a pick'em, and the latest line has the Bengals favored by 1. I still like the Bengals. I think they just seem like a team on a mission. And with the question of Patrick Mahomes' injury, I'm just not convinced I'm sure he'll play, almost sure that he'll play, but I'm not convinced he'll be fully healthy. I'm not convinced he'll be able to match what we've seen from Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense over the last couple weeks. So I really like the Bengals still, and I actually could maybe see this game going under the 47. It's close, but it wouldn't shock me if this is a 24-20 type of game. Something like that. So my lean would be the under. So as I look at the parlay I made at the beginning of the playoffs, Bengals to win the AFC and 49ers to win the NFC, for a total of about plus 14 units. I think I ended up locking in the bet a little less, at a payout of a little less than what's showing here, but it's about a 14 unit payoff. I've been thinking of bets I can make this week to hedge particularly out of the Eagles 49ers game. Unfortunately, the NFC game is first. If the games were reversed and the AFC played first, I would probably just ride it out. Hope that the Bengals pull out the win, as I'm still confident they will, and then I probably would have just done, a single hedge bet on the Eagles to guarantee that I make some kind of a profit. But since the Eagles are playing first, I've been playing around with a couple different parlay possibilities. So let me go through them. I'm thinking I could do a 6.5 point teaser on Eagles and Chiefs. So the Eagles would just have to come within 4. The Chiefs would just have to come within 7. And it would pay, it's a 2-leg teaser, so it would pay minus 112. And that would actually open up a sweet spot where if the 49ers win the game by only a field goal, then I would be eligible to win both parlays. If the Bengals, 49ers win by a field goal, say, and then the Bengals beat the Chiefs by a touchdown, I would cash in on my initial parlay and this teaser. But, of course, there's always the possibility that the Eagles, the 49ers could end up winning the game by more than 4 points, or that the Bengals, or say the Eagles win the game and then the Bengals win by more than 8 points. Then I don't win either one. Another possibility is I could do a 10-point tease, which would give me the Eagles at plus 7.5 and the Chiefs at plus 11. And again, that would open up a lot of opportunity for, if the Niners are able to pull out the win and they don't win by more than a touchdown, which seems very unlikely. Seems unlikely that they would win by more than a touchdown, And if the Bengals don't beat the Chiefs by more than 11, again, I could hit this teaser and also my initial bet. But that only pays me minus 210. So I would have to bet, basically 2 units to win 1 unit in this case. The other option is I could keep riding with the Bengals. So I could bet six. It would be a 6.5. Or actually, this would be a 7-point teaser. Excuse me. It would put the Eagles at plus 4.5, the Bengals at plus 6. So basically, if I bet this, I'd be in contention one way or another going into the AFC Championship game. I'd either be hoping to hit this teaser or hoping to hit my initial conference champions parlay that I made at the beginning of the playoffs. So it's really just a question of, what I think is most likely to happen. Do I think it's most likely that the Chiefs beat the Bengals by more than 6? Do I think it's more likely that the Bengals beat the Chiefs by more than 7? Or do I want to take the risk of the lower risk but lower payout 10-point teaser that, seems likely to hit but could also blow up in my face and I have to lay down 2 units to even make 1 unit. So option D is just to ride with the initial bet. Just to hope that the Niners can pull it out and, that I'm going into the AFC Championship game only needing the Bengals to win to make 14 units, which would be a really nice payoff. So I'm really torn about what to do. I just, as I said, really don't have a great feeling about the 49ers anymore. I've done almost a 180 on the Eagles. I thought they'd come out flat this past week, but they did pretty much the opposite. They seemed to come out about as fired up as a team could be. So I still obviously give the 49ers a chance. I don't think, there's no such thing as a lock in the NFL ever, really, especially in the playoffs, but I'd like to come up with some way that I can, still guarantee myself some kind of a profit or really increase the chances of some kind of a profit this week. The last option that I thought of is just to do a straight up money line parlay. Eagles and Chiefs. Or potentially Eagles and Bengals as well, I guess. But this would pay plus 229. And, it would be, so a little bit of a better payoff. I would just need if the Eagles win outright by any margin, and then the Chiefs win, or if I were to do it with the Bengals, then the Bengals would have to win. But, of course, the nightmare scenario is the Eagles win, and then whatever AFC team I don't bet on wins. And then I don't, I don't hit either my bet this week or the initial bet. So there's no way to do it that I've come up with where I can really guarantee any kind of insurance policy. So I will have to just think on it a little more, see how the lines move, and I will let you all know what I decide to do. And either way, I'm rooting for both. Ultimately, I do think the best Super Bowl would be 49ers, Bengals still. So I still would like for my initial prediction to be right. I'm just losing a little confidence on one half of it. So as always, we will see what happens. I hope we get some good games this weekend. A quick Thank you to my new subscribers, to everybody who's viewed my videos, and especially to those who commented last week with some suggestions about other content that I could potentially put out once football season ends. Definitely a couple of good ideas that I will think about. But in the meantime, we've still got 2 more weeks of football that I'm looking forward to. And I hope that I can somehow come out of this weekend profitable. So, thank you as always for listening. I hope you have a good day, a good night, and a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.